Hi there, I'm Mrs. Priddle. Welcome to first grade. I'm super excited to get to know your kiddos this year, regardless of what that will look like. I know it's going to be quite a bit different than anything any of us are used to. But either way, it's going to be an awesome year, and I can't wait to get started. So this presentation is going to give you a little bit more information of what the days will look like and what the expectations are. And I'm going to start off with some things about me just so you can get to know me a little bit better. And then we'll get into kind of what the year's going to look like. So here we go. So I graduated K-State University in 2016. I'm originally from Parkville, Missouri, up in North Kansas City. I moved to Manhattan, Kansas in 2007, and then went to high school there and graduated from Manhattan High. My experience with teaching this is my third year of teaching, and I've spent all 3 years here at Christ McAuliffe. I love working at Christ McAuliffe. I love the community. I love my coworkers and staff. It's been a really awesome first 3 years of my teaching career. I also student taught in the Shawnee Mission School District, and I did that at Apache Elementary, just down at the other end of 87th Street. I also student taught first grade as well. I got married last September, about a year ago. My husband Jake and I have 2 dogs that we love very much, Milo and Ella, and we love to watch movies together and Chiefs football. Here's a few pictures of my husband Jake and I. We have been together for 8 years and married for almost 1, like I said. Here is a picture of all my siblings, including my new siblings from Jake's side. Family is extremely important to me, and I love spending time with my family. Here's a picture from my sister's wedding a few years back. This is kind of my side of the family. My mom and siblings, and my dad. And then this is my new family, Jake's side of the family that I'm also super close with. So yeah. And then the most important part, my fur babies. This is Milo. He is a long-haired German Shepherd Lab mix. And then this is Ella. She is just a purebred Lab. So we love them very much. They're very important to me as well. All right, so what you really want to know. So our schedule for this year. This schedule will stay the same if we end up going to hybrid or how we're starting out in remote. The schedule will stay the same for the most part all year long. So the things that I have highlighted in yellow are our live meeting times. So that's when the kiddos will be expected to be on WebEx, and I will be live teaching them. Some of the kiddos may stay on live after the things I have highlighted yellow, and that might look different day to day. For small groups, independent, one-on-one time, different assignments and activities, they might stay on longer than that, but I will let the kiddos know that I would want them to stay on and who they are. But right now what I have highlighted in yellow are every kiddo would need to be on live WebEx during those times. Okay, so we'll kind of start the day, and I'll take attendance in the morning, and we'll do kind of our, try to make it as normal as possible. And do our morning meeting, and then get into reading, and then work through the day. So, and then here where I have written from 10 to 10:15, that is snack and read aloud time. That's the time for your kiddo to take a break, have a snack, and I will upload a video every day of me read aloud. It's optional. It's not like it's a live lesson or anything. I'm just going to upload a video so that if your child does want to listen to read aloud, that is an option for them. Talking about recess here from 10:15 to 10:30, I highly recommend and encourage that your kiddo does get up and move, whatever that looks like, playing outside for a little bit, moving inside, doing some Go Noodles. I will have some brain breaks and Go Noodles accessible on Canvas, and we'll talk about that also later. But definitely get up and move that body, since we will be sitting and looking at a screen so much throughout each day. Specials time. So specials is going to look a little different this year. Specials will be rotated through the ABCD schedule, which I have on here, and we'll talk about that. The first week we'll work through just like normal, going to each special each day. But then after that, it's going to be one special per week, if that makes sense. So one special a week, and then you'll rotate to the next special, and you'll do that for a full week. And then the next special for a full week again until you've rotated all the way through. So just one special per week, except for the first week, you will rotate through, the kiddos will rotate through each special to kind of get to know the teachers and talk through their expectations as well. So yeah, I'll kind of, and this schedule will also be on Canvas for you to access anytime you need. And that's kind of what I'll talk about for now on that. And then if there's any questions, you can always reach out to me with that. All right, so WebEx rules. I know last year we ended with WebEx. It was kind of sudden. This year is going to be a lot more structure and things like that. So here's just kind of a list of rules I have typed up. I think picking a dedicated learning spot is super important. That way kids aren't distracted. They've got all their learning tools. They know that when they're there in that spot, it is like they're at school. So I highly recommend having a dedicated learning spot with all of those things that they might need throughout the day in that spot as well. And I would definitely choose a seat where you'll be able to sit, where the kiddos will be able to sit still and be comfortable while they're learning. Sitting still is important just because can be distracting for the other kiddos on WebEx because they can all see each other, and just so the kiddos can pay attention themselves. All kids must be wearing headphones while learning when they're on the live WebEx. It helps the kiddos focus and drown out all the other noises they might hear in the house, what's going on around them. It's also helpful for the other kiddos because it doesn't pick up a lot of the outside sounds from other kids' microphones if headphones are on. So it just makes it easier for everybody. So please have your kiddo wear headphones every time we are live. And then make sure that they are muted, their microphone is muted when they're not sharing out and not talking, so that there's not any of that excess noise. And then please keep snack time separate from live learning, just because we are only live for those certain amount of times that I had highlighted. Snacking might be a little distracting as well. So like I said, there was a snack time in the schedule. There will also be times where they won't be live where kiddos can snack also. It's not like they only can have that one snack during that one allotted time. Just let's keep it from when we're not live learning, please. All right, so our Reading Wonders units. Here's all the units that there's 6 of them that we work throughout the year. With the curriculum and reading, we will work through the curriculum and pause and fill in gaps from the last 4th quarter when needed and as I see fit. I know there will be some gaps and things like that because of how last year ended, so we will take our time and pause and fill in gaps where is needed. With reading, everyone will be getting a supply bag of different things that I would like them to use throughout the day, and I'm kind of just going to talk about one of those things in that supply bag is an alphabet card and some phonics sounds cards. This will be in that bag, and so when I refer to the alphabet card and phonics cards, this is what I'm talking about. So in that dedicated learning spot that I talked about earlier, make sure that you keep this close by so that the kids can access it when needed. That's one of those things in that supply bag. Okay, so same with math. These are some things that we work throughout the year. Numbers to 12 and comparing and ordering numbers. We work a lot with addition at the beginning, and then we get into some subtraction. And then we work with place value and 5s and 10s, shapes, counting up to hundreds, and then comparing and ordering up to 100. So once again, I will also be pausing and filling in gaps throughout the math curriculum just because of how last year ended, because I know that will be needed. And then in your supply bag also, there is a math paper. It's laminated so that they can use dry erase markers and things on it when we're working with it. But when I refer to their 10 frame and number bond page, I'm talking about this one. On the back, it also has a hundreds chart. So once again, in that dedicated learning place or learning spot that you have for your child, I recommend keeping this close by so that when I ask them to access or grab their 10 frame or their number bond, they know where it is and it's a quick transition. All right, so specials. Like I said, students will be meeting with their specials teachers daily, and will stay in one special per week after the first week once they've gone through it once. And so we have music, A is music, B is PE, C is library, and D is art. And you will also be live with them via WebEx, the specialist teachers. All right, so classroom expectations. These didn't change. These are my expectations, remote or in person, all year long. I use whole brain teaching, and those 5 whole brain teaching rules. Number 1 is follow directions quickly. Number 2 is raise your hand for permission to speak. Number 3 is raise your hand for permission to leave your seat. Number 4 is make smart choices. And number 5 is keep your dear community happy. So your teacher, your peers, your other classmates, any teachers, keep your community happy. So when you're at home, it will be, keep your parents and your siblings happy. It's the same rules in school and at home. And then our 5-star expectations here at Christ McAuliffe are be kind, be safe, be peaceful, respectful, and responsible. Those are 5-star expectations that the whole school follows. All right, so some classroom procedures. I'm sure you guys have been kind of waiting for a little bit more information on how that will look. So Canvas is the platform that the whole district will be using to navigate through this year. I've been working very hard to make Canvas as simple and easy to access for 6 and 7-year-olds as possible. I know that there will be a learning period there and kind of a learning curve, and we will take the first couple weeks to kind of get more comfortable with how it works and what it looks like, so that the kiddos do feel a little bit more comfortable when we start to get into the more academic side of learning. With communication, any questions or concerns can be brought up to me via email. I always try my best to respond within 24 hours. Please always feel free to contact me. We work better as a team than separate entities, and I'd rather you reach out than not, always. So always feel free to email me, excuse me. So monthly information will be given to you via Canvas. It's information. There's a little button for you guys on there that I've created for the parents and important info. You can find it on there, and I email important information as well. And so speaking of that, just make sure that you've updated your information in Skyward, just so that when I am emailing, I'm emailing your correct email address so that you're getting that information. Make sure that you're charging the kiddos' iPads each night, just because we will be using them so much. Make sure just make that a routine. If I were you, I would make that a routine where iPads are charged every night, just so that we don't have any issues during the day with that. Organize and keep track of school materials kind of goes along with that dedicated learning space. I would kind of just have a whole spot where it's kind of school spot. Just like we do in school where they have their desk and all their materials, kind of same thing at home. And then attendance, like I said earlier, will be taken every morning when we first log on to that live WebEx morning meeting. Thank you for listening. I'm so excited to get to know your kiddos this year. Please reach out with any questions that you have for me. Any personal questions, feel free to email me at that email address right here that I have listed. Any more general questions, we do have a first grade frequently asked questions document that I will link in an email to you that you can refer to see if your question has already been asked and answered. But if you have anything personal that you want to ask me or anything about your kiddo that you want to let me know about, please reach out. Thank you for listening. I know this was a lot of information, and I will be in touch, and have a great day. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.